Y'all will never guess how this guy intended to end his suffering. Fortunately, the train whistle, like a champagne cork popping, snapped him awake. But as Jack tried to flee, his old car, cursed, wouldn't start. The next moment, this collision seemed like an adrenaline rush, granting Jack a chance for a breath. Did life finally offer Jack a glimmer of hope? He glanced at the note tossed in the corner and, next morning, flew like a bird to the Florida Dam. Soon, he found the roadside diner, supposedly on the seafloor, dubbed Glass Island, Florida's wildest spot to real-life brawl. Here, folks thought that fistfights were the best way to solve problems, and even the local police were left shaking their heads, throwing up their hands in despair. Clearly, this place is a chaotic playground. On Jack's first workday, he met a gang causing trouble at the diner Landon family members. These thugs had long been pestering the diner. Upon seeing his bartender bullied, Jack, furious, decided to intervene. These hoodlums didn't know Jack. Today, they'd be thrown out. One of them even had the audacity to make a sarcastic remark, only to end up being invited outside for a duel. Jack didn't rush the fight. Instead, he politely asked them to leave with a smile. But when they didn't budge, he decided it was time for some serious skills. In under a minute, all thugs fell defenseless. And no way. Jack thoughtfully drove the thugs to the hospital for doctors to treat their injuries. Here he met Lisa, the most important girl in his life. Their first chat was far from friendly, but they definitely left an impression on each other. Jack made a splash by tangling with the Landon clan right off the bat. Talk about a power move. That night, Jack sat down and shot the breeze with Frankie, like old pals. Frankie revealed that nearly all public facilities on Glass Island were constructed by the Landon family, whose leader, Landon, was recently imprisoned for illegal activities. His son Kane aimed to prove himself before his father's release, planning to transform Frankie's diner and vast land into a luxury resort. But since Frankie didn't want to budge, Kane sent his goons to harass her into submission. That diner meant the world to Frankie. She wasn't going anywhere without a fight. After hearing this, Jack chose to observe, moving to Frankie's old boat. He planned to settle there. Before dusk, Frankie's uncle warned him of crocodiles in the lake, saying his dog died in one's jaws. He urged Jack to be careful. As Jack gazed at the vast lake and twinkling stars, hope for the future flickered in his eyes. The next morning, Jack's name spread all over town, and everyone greeted him, surprising him. After talking to a bookstore girl, Jack learned the townsfolk had long been suffocated by the Landon family's oppression. When they learned that Jack had beaten up one of the Landon family's lackeys, they were overjoyed, giving him virtual high-fives galore. While chatting, a commotion broke out as Landon's men bullied the supermarket owner. The girl couldn't watch anymore. She grabbed a baseball bat and stormed out, with Jack right behind her. Upon seeing Jack, the thugs instantly shrank back. They were about to lose their heads in fear and sped off on their motorcycles. Jack's arrival had derailed Kane's plans big time. He summoned the goon involved to his boat. Upon learning that several of his lackeys were still in the hospital, Kane's temper flared. He couldn't accept failing while losing his boys. So he ordered his men to teach Jack a lesson. After Jack beat Kane's men, the diner remained peaceful. For days no trouble arose. One day, while eating, Jack ran into Lisa, the doctor. As soon as she spotted him, she walked over to remind him to be careful. Jack thanked her, feeling confident that he could handle himself just fine. Soon it was night. Jack bid farewell to colleagues and walked home, but trouble arose shortly. He spotted a pickup truck speeding at him as if in a race. Luckily, Jack dodged it swiftly. But the driver wasn't about to let Jack off the hook. He slammed it into reverse and barreled back. Jack's heart raced as he jumped into the back of the truck. However, the pickup crashed through the rail, and both Jack and it fell into the river. After struggling, Jack finally emerged like a drowned ghost. He had simply intended to enjoy sound and refreshing sleep, but unexpectedly discovered that the blonde-haired thug he had thrown out the day was actually waiting for him in the boat cabin with a gun in his hand. Before the guy could finish his sentence, Jack sprang into action. It was clear this dude was no match for him. Jack literally threw him out the window, just like tossing a stone into a lake. Jack intended to teach him a lesson to deter future trouble, but unexpectedly, a crocodile emerged from the water. Before the thug could react, the crook yanked him below the surface, and Jack desperately tried to pull him back up. But the croc went into a death roll, snapping the rope clean. The next day, Kane sent goons to track Jack down for a little chat. Subtitles. They believed that once they pulled out a pistol, Jack would meekly give in, but unexpectedly, Jack had absolutely no intention of surrendering. What do you mean by that? I just need to chop off my fingers, and you won't get my gun essentially. You won't get my gun. Subtitles. But you won't be blown up. There's truly no big risk. How can you say that, jerk? Jack picked up the gun and unloaded it with ease, causing another thug to throw in the towel instantly. But Kane, upon hearing this, was fuming, practically steaming out of his ears. He had the golden opportunity to prove himself, and a down bodyguard ruined it. Just as Kane was venting to his goons, his phone rang out of nowhere. He picked it up to see it was a call from his dad. Kane knew his father was probably well aware of the recent happenings, and he braced for an earful. Without hesitation, he chucked the phone right into the ocean. The scene shifted to Connor, just having a fling with the widow. His smartphone in the sock bucket started ringing too. Unsurprisingly, the caller was none other than Kane's dad, Landon.